Most box wine is trash, but these 7 definitely aren't. My name's Mike, and I've forgotten more about wine than most people probably learn in their whole life. On top of that, I've tasted more bad boxed wine than any human being probably should, realistically. So I want to point out 7 boxed wines that are boxed wines that I would be more than happy to have at home. If you like honest wine talk, hit like, hit subscribe, maybe diddle the bell a little bit, but let's get into it. So when most people think about boxed wine, they're thinking about Franzia and Vella, you know, that box that's in your grandma's kitchen that was opened 3 years ago at Thanksgiving and it's still sitting there. That's not the boxed wine that people are talking about in 2025. Well, I guess it's like 2026 tomorrow. So the good news about boxed wine is that there are real producers making real wines and treating a box like legitimate packaging these days. It's for wines that they make with intention, not wines that they can't sell to anyone else. All of the wines that we're about to talk about, they're real wine first and boxed wine second. So the reason that I thought to even make this video is because we did just get a new producer set up and available for everybody called Quadrum. This is a producer that does make bottled wine, but they also make boxed wine, and you just get a better deal when you're buying the box. Same juice going into both, but it's a better deal. So Quadrum's whole thing is that they make good, honest table wine that you can throw in a 3-liter box, and it's crowd pleasing, which means that both your grandma will like it and your wine snob cousin. That's me, I'm the wine snob cousin. So right now we have a red, a white, and a rosé available from them. They're all Spanish. The red is Tempranillo Grenache, so straightforward Spanish blend, kind of exactly what you would expect out of a Spanish, like, $5, $10 bottle of wine, but you're getting it in a box for a much better price than that if you break it down. The white from them is a blend of Sauvignon Blanc and Verdejo. It is bright and citrusy and really refreshing, which is awesome, especially out of a box. Keep it in the fridge, keep it ice cold, and you'll always have something when you need a glass of wine at the end of the day. And their rosé is great too. It's kind of like that Provençal style, that bright red fruit, you know, strawberry, cherry. Just really light, refreshing, poolside pounder type of thing. So if you're somebody that's kind of sick of buying so many bottles of wine just to have bottles around the house for when you need to open something, then Quadrum is a really good option for you because you got white, red, and rosé. They're all the same price. They're all in 3-liter boxes, and they're all delicious. Just because Quadrum is like the new kid on the block for us when it comes to good boxed wines, it doesn't mean they're the only ones. A lot of people have been doing it for a long time, and perfect example of a boxed wine that's been around for quite some time is From the Tank Vin Rouge. This is a French table wine, kind of like that Côte de Rhône style red. So if you're somebody that likes to buy $12 to $15 Côte de Rhône and have those on the table with your dinner, you should definitely pick up a bottle of From the Tank Red, because this stuff kind of checks all the same boxes and it's really tasty for the price, and you're saving a couple bucks. It's pretty straightforward and traditional, which is one of the reasons that it's so good. It's not heavy and syrupy. It's exactly what you would expect out of like your average French red table wine. But of course, From the Tank is not the only French producer that makes some really serious box wine. We, a couple years ago, brought in Harrison, which is literally Burgundy in a box. And I'm not talking Burgundy like Franzia or Vella and all them are allowed to call their California wines Burgundy. I'm talking about bona fide Pinot Noir with a little Gamay grown in Burgundy. So if you're someone like me who grabs a Cheri-les-Beaune every once in a while, or a Côte d'Or, whatever it is, then you're definitely going to want to try this stuff out if you're looking for something to have just on a regular weeknight with your pizza, pasta, whatever you're having. Harrison Bourgogne is awesome stuff. It's in a 3-liter box, and the price is incredible, especially when you compare it to something like the Louis Jadot Bourgogne Rouge type stuff out there. This is delicious box wine that you should definitely try if you're kind of leaning into your inner wine snob a little bit. Another one of those incredible boxed wines that's traditional in style is Splink Gruner Vetliner. So Gruner is an Austrian grape. It's what most Austrian wines you'll see on a shelf are going to be. And they're really delicious wines, bright, citrusy, a little green, a little floral sometimes if you make them that way. They're just delicious, young, fresh wines that are really good for food. And Splink does a really good job with their Gruner. If it was in a bottle, I wouldn't even think about it if I paid 10, 15 bucks for it. You know, if you're someone that likes that Frederick Leumer and Nigel Freiheit type stuff, then Splink is a great option for you. You can throw it in your fridge, forget about it for a few months while you have a glass every now and then. You don't got to worry about opening a bottle of Gruner and feeling like you have to finish it. It's just really tasty, bright white wine that you can get for a good price, and it's in a box, so really convenient. And then for the wine nerds, we do have an orange wine in a box these days. This comes from Nomatica. Now, if you're one of these like geeky hipster wine nerds that likes orange wines, that's me. I'm one of those too. Then Nomatica is definitely a great thing for you to check out because It's the only boxed orange wine that I know of. There may be some other ones out there, but this is the only one that I've ever seen. You got a little bit of skin contact, so you get a little bit of tannin, you get a little bit more color, and just a little bit more of a diversity in aromatics. I'm not exactly sure what the blend is right now off the top of my head, but I've kind of found that for a lot of orange wine, it doesn't really matter. It's the style that you get from doing skin contact whites that's kind of the hook, line, and sinker when it comes to buying an orange wine. And to be able to get one in a box is awesome. Now, all of those producers are kind of smaller and nerdier and not super well known, or maybe haven't been around for so long, but there is a producer that makes some pretty decent wines in a box, although most of them are not what I'm looking to drink, and that would be Boda Box. I mean, Black Box too, they make pretty decent wines, you know, coming a step up from your Franzias and Vellas. But if you're having like a big party and you want just like big, dumb, heavy red wine for a party, Boda Nighthawk Dark Malbec is probably one of the best wines you can get in that case. This stuff is big and juicy and bold. It's crowd pleasing. It's not the first thing that I would reach for, but if I know that I have a bunch of non-wine nerds coming over and I want something that's just really gulpable without having no character, this is the box that I would reach for. I've bought it plenty of times before. You can use it for cooking, of course. You can use any wine for cooking. I've used Shirley Le Bon for cooking before. But this stuff, I don't feel bad about it, and I also don't feel bad about it if I kind of forget about it and it winds up going bad, because I paid, what, under 20 bucks for 3 liters of it, and I'm sure I'll get through half of it. And when you look at it that way, it's pretty good stuff for the price. So I guess that's actually 8 boxed wines that don't suck. I was aiming for 7, but, you know, we get carried away once in a while. So next time you're in the store and you're kind of not sure what to get, don't just walk past all the box wines. Take a look at some of the stuff on the top shelf, or some of the stuff that you've never seen before. Ask somebody about them, because there's incredible boxed wines that we, as you know, your residential experts when it comes to wine in the Albany area, we bring this stuff home all the time because they are great wines and they're in a box. Don't ask me, ask Eric Asimov. He put out an article, and Erison and Splink were both in there. There was probably a couple others from this list, and it's true that a lot of boxed wines are big garbage California mass-produced stuff. But it's also true that in 2025, 2026, in a couple days, there are incredible boxed wines by smaller producers that they really want to put out good wines, and the box just happens to be the easiest way to do it. So I think that's all for me today. If there's any topics you would like to see me explore, go ahead and leave a comment down below, because I love learning about new topics just as much as I like talking about them. So don't forget, hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed this and you watched all the way to this point. And yeah, everything's linked down in the description as usual. Head to empirewine.com if you want to just search for box wines on your own. And yeah, that's it today. Adios.